Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Jesus and Coffee Conversations. I am back, y'all. It's been a minute since my last video. I have really been enjoying my summer. I've been traveling and on vacation and just living my best life. Because I knew I was gonna have to go back to work, y'all. And today I am back at work. Summer vacation is over. For those of you who don't know, I teach kindergarten, so school is back in session. I don't have my students yet. They'll officially be back next week, but this week is a lot of teacher, like orientations and staff kickoffs and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm back at it, y'all. I am tired. Like, I'm trying to get myself back into it. I knew I should have been sitting on my routine all along so that I wouldn't be this tired. But yeah, anyway, that's not what this video is about, okay? So I hope y'all are doing good. Today, it's going to be a short, quick video because it doesn't take me long to get to work at all. But I wanted to talk about resting. And not resting in like you're going to sleep, but resting in God. I know that a lot of people that I know personally are going through a lot, and I posted a scripture on my Instagram about, I don't know, maybe last week I think it was, where it was the scripture where God is saying, rest in me, like where he takes our burdens and our yokes and he just wants us to give them to him and then rest in him. Okay, now I'm learning to actually do that. And for me, what that looks like is saying, okay, if I'm going to pray about something, I have to stop worrying about it, and I have to stop trying to, do things to get the outcome that I want. It's either I trust God or I don't. And so I pray about things. 1 Peter 5:7 is something that I've been, saying a lot lately. For those who don't know, 1 Peter 5:7, it says to cast our cares on God because he cares for us. And so when we give God our burdens and our concerns, we are to leave them with him. We're not to pick them back up and be stressed about it or crying about it or worrying about it. Now, at the end of the day, we're human. If you have to cry. I mean, get your emotions and things out. But then you have to get to the point where you say, you know what, I'm done crying. I'm done stressing about it. I'm done worrying about it because it's out of my control. So I'm learning that things that are out of my control, I just have to surrender those things to God. And I have to trust that God is going to work it out for my good. And so I'm learning to, when I go to God, I pray about things, situations, whatever, and then I leave them there with him. And I just rest in him, knowing that it's all going to work out, knowing that he has my best interest at heart, knowing that he's not going to do anything, bring anything, put me in situations that are going to hurt me. Now, it's life. Yes, we're going to get hurt, and we're to take that hurt to grow and to learn. And pain is a way that, God shapes and molds us, because without the pain, we would never know how strong we truly are. But it's also important that you just learn to rest and not stress about stuff, because you're stressing yourself out for something that you can't change anyway. So at the end of the day, you might as well say, you know what, I'm not going to risk getting a heart attack stressing over things and people that are completely out of my control. So you go to God, you tell God what your situation is, and then you say, you know what, God, I'm going to leave this with you, and I'm going to rest in you, and I'm going to trust and know that you are going to work it all out. And what the devil is going to do, as he always does, you'll be doing good, feeling good, and then next thing you know, he'll bring that thing back up to your remembrance, and then you find yourself sitting there worrying and stressing all over again. But you have to learn to say, you know what, I gave it to God. I'm not stressing over this. I gave it to God. I surrendered it to God, and God is going to work it out for my good. And so it's the scripture, where you, I'm trying to think of the one where it's like God says to give him your burdens and he will give you rest. And when I find that scripture, I will put it in the description box because I can't tell you exactly where it is, in the Bible. But it's something to that effect. I'll just paraphrase and put it in my own terms. But it's basically what it's saying. It's like, just, God is saying, give me your stress and I will give you my peace. So God doesn't want us stressed out about things. He doesn't want us worrying about things. He wants us to trust him in every single area of my life. And y'all, I tell you, like, when I really started putting this in action and I really became intentional about not stressing over things and people that I have no control over, and I really just started giving God all of my burdens and things that I'm worried about, God has been coming through and showing up for me in so many different ways. Like y'all, when I say I have a testimony, literally every single day last week, I was getting something that I really wasn't even praying for. Like, I got some AirPods, y'all. Okay, that might not seem like a big deal to you, but I really wanted some AirPods. I didn't want to pay for them though, but I really wanted some. And I was like, I really want some AirPods. And I was like, but I don't really want to pay for them. And then, so next thing I know, my job blesses all of us with AirPods. So it's like the little things like that. God is like, I got you. Like, I know the desires of your heart. Perfect example, when I need a parking space at Target, y'all, I gotta leave Target alone though, because them agendas and stuff. But I love me some Target. But y'all, God be blessing me with some banging parking spaces at Target. Do you know how hard it is to find parking at Target? So it's like little things like that. Like, God will come through for you and do things for you in the smallest things. Like, I'm trying to think of something else. Like, okay, t-shirt planner, right? So I already bought a t-shirt planner. It's like because this is like my 10th year in education, 4th year teaching, having like my own classroom and stuff. So I bought a t-shirt planner. Probably, I'm trying to get to this, like probably like this size, right? Small. Because I was like, well, I really don't need a big one. I've had big ones before, and I'll just set up for a small one this time. So then I was like, you know what? Because once I got to work and I started realizing, like, I got to write all this stuff down, I was like, dang, maybe I should get the size that I've been buying, right? But I was like, I don't want to spend that much money for it. Y'all, t-shirt planners, they have them where it's like $80 for a planner, right? I'm not paying that much. But I didn't even want to spend $20 on it. So I was like, dang, I'm going to have to suck it up. I'm going to go to Amazon, order my t-shirt planner, whatever. My best friend blessed me with a planner that she was like, she really didn't need because somebody had given her one. And so she was like, we can have mine. Now she tried to go back on it once. I was like, well, I already have one. But anyway, she couldn't. Anyway, long story short. So I got my planner, a good size planner, so that I didn't have to spend my money on it. So it's like God does things like that. Like, he will use people to bless you. So like the smallest, I think people think that God is just, so big, like he doesn't have time to be concerned about, me and, the things that I want and all of that. But God cares about every single detail of our lives. And I am looking at God as him being my dad. Like, I have my earthly dad that I love, in the same way that my earthly dad would do any and everything for me. It's the same. How much more is God gonna do? The creator of the universe. So I'm learning that I am God's daughter, and God cares about every single detail of my life. And all I have to do is do my part, be obedient to the best of my ability, because we're all human, and at the end of the day, I am not perfect. I be messing up and doing stuff too. But I try my best to live my life in a way that pleases him. I spend time with him. Like, I'm starting to be intentional about carving out that time to just be in his presence. You can listen to worship music, praise music. You can just have a conversation with him. That's what prayer is anyway. You're just talking to him. So, God just wants that relationship with you. And as you spend that time with him, that's allowing you to get to know him, and that's allowing him to get to know you, and that's allowing you to develop your relationship with him, which is what it's about at the end of the day. It's not about religion and all those things. It's about having that relationship with God. And when you have that relationship with God, you find yourself being able to rest. So you have to make sure that you get intentional about God. And what that means is you are giving God your concerns, your worries, your problems, the things you have no control over, and you are going to Him and you're saying, God, I am surrendering all of this to you. I am not going to think about it anymore. I am not going to stress about it anymore. I'm not going to cry about it anymore. I'm not going to lose sleep about it anymore. I'm not going to miss meals about this anymore. I mean, unless you're fasting. And so, you said, I'm giving it to you. And I'm going to take on your peace. I'm giving you all my stress for your peace. I need you to fill me with your peace. And I am going to rest in you and know that you're working it all out. You already have it worked out. Just going through the motions of seeing it manifest in my life. And then when the devil comes and tries to make you think about things, worry about things, you say, no, I gave it to God. And I am choosing to rest and live in peace. And if that means you have to start, distancing yourself from people who want to constantly bring things up or constantly stress you out, then do that. Do not feel guilty about separating yourself from people so that you can stay in your place of peace and rest. Like, I've learned to not, let people stress me out. I've learned to put distance between myself and people when I need to. So, y'all, I'm at work. Let me park on this side. And so I am going to go ahead and end this video. I hope that it helps someone, blesses someone, and just, be intentional today about not letting people and things out of your control stress you out. Okay, just make sure you go and you say it's going to be a great day, and I am taking on God's peace, and I'm going to live my best life starting now. All right, so God bless y'all. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video.